The Batman is the brand new theaters exclusive film starring Robert Pattinson, Zoe Kravitz, Jeffrey Wright, Paul Dano, Colin Farrell, John Turturro, Peter Sarsgaard. As this is a new iteration of the Batman character. This time around, the Batman is currently trying not to be exposed as the Riddler, played by Paul Dano, continues to try to expose the criminal activity of Gotham City. He's joined by Catwoman, played by Zoe Kravitz, as well as Carmine Falcone, played by John Turturro, and the Penguin, played by Colin Farrell. The film is 2 hours and 55 minutes long and is PG-13. Welcome back to my big time review here of The Batman, my most anticipated movie of the year. If you're new to the channel, please like, subscribe, comment down below, do all those things. But first of all, subscribe and ring the bell if you're new to the channel. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, movie rankings, and box office breakdowns every single Monday. So please subscribe, ring the bell if you're new to the channel. Also, please like the button, guys. The like button, the thumbs up button. That's how you support this channel in the best way possible. And also comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on The Batman. Where does it rank for you if you've seen it with the other Batman films of all time? Is this your favorite, least favorite? If you haven't seen it yet, tell me, what are you waiting for? And will you be seeing this movie soon? Let's get started because I want to talk about this movie so bad. So as I said, this is my most anticipated movie of the year once the first trailer came out. And really the behind the scenes stuff really before the trailer came out, the people behind the screen and in front of the screen are people I really love. Matt Reeves, from he directed the two best Planet of the Apes films of Dawn and War, really setting him up to do this type of film. Robert Pattinson, for me, has always been just beyond Twilight. He's a really great actor. If it's all about good times, The Devil All the Time. The Lighthouse, he's a fantastic actor. You have Zoe Kravitz and Paul Dano and Colin Farrell, who is unrecognizable in this movie. Jeffrey Wright, and also Andy Serkis is in the movie as Alfred. And I was just super, super excited for the movie. Then the trailers came out, and each one got me equally as excited because for me, I hold Batman, for me, Spider-Man is my favorite Marvel character, and Batman is my favorite DC character of all time. I grew up with the Christopher Nolan trilogy. I was 3 when the first one came out, and again, Dark Knight is my favorite movie, period, of all time. So I was having pretty high expectations for this film. So let's get into my positives, my negatives, and my score. Let's go my biggest positive, and that is that I absolutely loved this movie from start to finish. And yes, it is 2 hours and 55 minutes. And at times, yes, it could feel a touch too long, but I never checked my watch the entire runtime. And the first scene sucks you in and you're never left out of the movie for the rest of the movie. And one of the reasons why this movie works is really, yes, the cast, we'll get to that in a sec, but Matt Reeves being a co-writer and the director. It's one of the most beautiful Batman movies to date. Gritty, dark, but has some really nice added colors to it, as well as grounding this character in maybe its most reality as possible. The Nolan movies really did that well, and Matt Reeves does that well, that this movie kind of feels kind of possible, especially in the political climate that we're in today. Now, it doesn't go political or anything, but you'll understand that when you see the movie. And this is definitely the most unique, one of the most different takes of Batman that we've seen, in the way that most Batmans up to this point all kind of play the billionaire bachelor who also turns into Batman. And because this is year 2 Batman, there's no need for the origin story. And the movie kind of already expects you to already have known the origin story, kind of. And that's that this is definitely the most Batman over Bruce Wayne screen time that I think I've seen in any Batman film today. For the most part, some are at least 60-40. This felt like 80-20, sometimes 85-15 in favor of Batman over Bruce Wayne, which makes sense when you actually watch the movie. Robert Pattinson, yes, people want to complain all they want. He is a fantastic Batman. I think probably the best Batman in the suit of all time. He's definitely not the best Bruce Wayne, just because he doesn't have enough screen time to kind of go into that. But I think the best Batman in the suit possibly of all time. It's a really amazing performance in the suit, the physicality and the different, I don't even get into spoilers on what the gadgets are on the Batmobile itself, but it's very different take than most other Batman films today, which is very comic accurate in my opinion. But as I said, the biggest reason why this movie also works is that it keeps the audience on their toes. They're not acting like you're dumb in the audience. The movie is treating their audience with respect and really smartness, because obviously there are tons of riddles throughout the entire film, and it makes you feel like every single scene is important to adding to this puzzle from the Riddler. who steals every single scene. Paul Dano is terrifying as this serial killer Riddler character who is, you can't even compare to the Jim Carrey version, is a very unique and one of the strongest Batman villains to date in live action form. Paul Dano is a complete psychopath, insane person, but does have a story that is kind of at times relatable and very personal to Batman. And he's trying to do something that kind of could be right, but maybe not doing it in the right way. And he is insane in every single scene that he's in. He steals the entire scenes and he is amazing. As well, Zoe Kravitz is really good as Catwoman. This is, I guess, more similar. It's kind of, again, tough to compare the Catwoman. This is, I guess, similar to the Anne Hathaway take, but I think this is a much better take of the Catwoman character. It's really more about Selena Kyle. She has a lot of connections that Batman needs to understand, but also kind of their relationship. They have great chemistry with each other. And Zoe Kravitz has a lot more to do than I actually thought in the movie than just being another helper for Batman. She has a lot of deep story that you get to uncover with this film as well. Colin Farrell is really, really good as the Penguin. He already got a spinoff show based off this movie on HBO Max. You'll see why unrecognizable in the film. And he has some scene stealing lines as well. He's not in the movie that much. When he's on screen, you can feel it. John Turturro is also very good as Falcone, the crime boss of Gotham, and he has some tie-ins as well. Andy Serkis is a really good Alfred, and one of my favorite parts of the movie was actually Gordon, played by Jeffrey Wright. This is my favorite Gordon in any live action film, I think. Really tough between him and Gary Oldman, but for me, by far, the part you can say is the best ever in live action is the Batman and Gordon relationship in the movie. It's basically the two of them versus the world, which is what I really loved about this movie. Gordon lets Batman into all the investigations, onto crime scenes, and the police don't like that. So already the police don't like Batman, and they're really against Gordon because he's helping out Batman. And the two of them are kind of going against everyone because Gordon's kind of being defiant and just wanting to get the job done, not knowing which person to trust. And the fact that they both trust each other and no one else has a really unique relationship that I don't think we've seen in the Batman Gordon lore in films. That was really good. But I said the movies, you're on your toes. The action is fantastic. There's no just bad action. This movie has tremendous action scenes. It can get really intense, really terrifying. And Michael Giacchino, I think, delivers the best Batman score to date, even better than Danny Elfman, which is really tough to top, and Hans Zimmer and James Newton Howard. Amazing score, using the theme in various different ways. And the theme just overcomes. And I saw this in IMAX, definitely recommend if you have an IMAX near you. It's a tremendous score that continues out through the entire film. It's really, really amazing stuff. And Giacchino just coming back with Spider-Man, Batman, you have Jurassic World, Giacchino, the hottest composer today. And this score is out of control. Great. Honestly, I love this movie from start to finish. It's have we seen this is the 9th different Batman actor to play the character in movie form. And yes, that is a lot of different Batman, but this film really distinguishes himself from every other type of Batman. Yes, there's other things that of course you've seen in other Batman films before, but it's really unique because Batman truly is a detective in this movie compared to the rest of the films. In the comics, he was always a detective. And from the second scene of Batman, he is a detective throughout the entire film, trying to uncover the riddles led by the Riddler, and really what the Riddler's total goal is. Are his parents the parents who he thought they were, or thought they were to him, and how he kind of fits into the Riddler's plan, and why the Riddler keeps targeting the Batman is really crucial. So my only really rare complaint that I can have with the movies, I do think the first 2 acts are perfect, set up the movie well. I don't think the 3rd act hits all the way home. Now, some people are saying it's a bad 3rd act. It is definitely not it's not a bad 3rd act. I think they were setting up for something completely epic and it doesn't go all the way. They're nice, and you could probably easily kick out 15, 20 minutes of the movie. But other than that, this is a near perfect Batman film that I think will be looked on as one of the best Batman films to date. I'm still the biggest Dark Knight fan. That's a perfect movie in my opinion, so I don't think this will overtake Dark Knight, but this is really in the conversation to be my 2nd or 3rd favorite Batman film of all time. So if you love this character, if you read the comics, you have to go check out this movie. I know it's 3 hours, but I never checked my watch one time, and that's saying something in this type of long movie. So that's my review of the Batman. I'm going to give it 4.5 out of 5 stars. I'm going to give it a 90 5% for the Batman. I really love this movie. One of my favorite DC films, probably since The Dark Knight. This is my favorite DC character, and I love seeing it come back in such a strong way since, obviously Nolan in 2012, but really Dark Knight in 2008 for me was the last, spectacular Batman film. This Batman film will be watched for the years to come. So that's my thoughts on the Batman. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Like the video, subscribe. All those more videos are coming out tomorrow. You should have my review of The After Party, season 1 spoiler and non-spoiler review on the channel tomorrow. We're also going to check out on Monday the box office for the Batman. How did it do at the box office? Come back on Monday, so you hit that notification bell to be notified when that video comes out. One of my other Batman rankings, you can see that on the top right of your screen. I've done a couple once before Snyder Cut came out, and then when the Snyder version of Justice League came out. That ranking is there. If you want to see my other movie reviews, click that, and I'll see you guys soon.